You have been waiting for this moment without even knowing it. Hi, how are you doing? My name is MJ and I am a spiritual reader. So, Spirit told me today that now it's time for them to know. And you know what I did? I picked up my camera and I pressed record. Now it's time for you to know that it is happening. It is happening. And you will know when this message is for you. Stop scrolling. Spirit just told me, go tell them. Go let them know. You have been waiting for this exact moment for a very long time. For a very long time. And you will understand as you keep watching. I need your attention. I need you to focus. That prayer that you forgot about, that door that you stopped knocking on, it's opening now. You thought God wasn't listening, right? You thought the universe wasn't listening. Be honest. Because you prayed, you knocked, you waited, nothing happened. And again, okay, amazing feeling. Many of us, before we get what we want, we go through things like that. And something tells me that you already understood this, just that you were not expecting it to be like this. Like you have had so many people give testimonies, you have had so many people talk about their stories and talk about, I thought God forsaken me, right? I thought I was lost, but actually I was being redirected. Actually, something was being cooked for me. A meal was being cooked for me. You had those stories for a long time, and you know what? You said, let me give it a try. You went in there with your boots tied, strapped, and you were like, I am going to talk about what I want. I know it's going to take some time, but I'm going to keep knocking on that door, and I will get what I want. I know eventually, but it took longer, so you suddenly forgot about it. You were like, okay, this is not happening. Maybe I'm just fooling myself. Maybe I'm just thinking too much, because most of us think like that, right? When we ask for something from the universe and it doesn't respond exactly in that moment, or after some period, but we want things to happen according to our expectations, right? We don't want them to happen when they happen. We want them to happen when we want them to happen. You'll be like, okay, I'm willing to wait a month, but sometimes that's not just how things work. They don't work like that, right? So this is the moment that you have been waiting for. And something is telling me, right? Spirit right now is telling me that your soul knew this. Your soul knew this, okay? Before your mind did. Okay, this is amazing, okay? This is really amazing. So your soul already knew. So in your mind, you forgot about it. You were not thinking about it. But it's like it kept coming back to you like a bad dream. You ever had one of those dreams where you just dream of something bad, traumatizing happening to you? And no matter what you do, you can't seem to move away from that dream. It's been years now, right? You don't think about it intentionally. You are not like, okay, let me think about that dream. I once had a dream. No, it just comes bam out of the blue. And this is what has been happening with you sometimes throughout this journey. You forgot about that prayer. You were not thinking about it intentionally, but there were moments, glimpses of moments, right? Holes throughout the timeline where you just disappeared for a moment. And for a second, even when you woke up, before you wake up in the morning, you felt like, okay, that thing was already happening, but it wasn't, and you didn't entertain it. But this keeps coming back, and you are like, this is really weird. You are literally like, okay, this is really weird. Why do I keep thinking about that sometimes, even though I don't want to think about it? Like, there's nothing really. Now I'm living a new life, like it's a completely different situation, right? But sometimes, bam, it comes, bam, it goes. And yeah, I hope that you are staying with me, right? And you are following me, but you know what I'm talking about, because your soul knew what was happening. Your soul understood that that prayer, that ask, it didn't end up in vain, didn't just end up in the air, up in flames. No, that request was heard, and it has been in progress this whole entire time. Yes, let me tell you what happened. A very long time ago, you cried and you asked when. You asked when, like a lot of times, because you were going through this you were going through a really tough time. And the thing about tough times is that when you ask for help and you are going through something really tough and painful, you want that thing to happen really now. You don't want it to happen next week. You don't want it to happen, oh, maybe it'll happen. Like, you really needed help. And I can see you. You were so desperate. And I can feel that energy that you were tapped into in that moment. And you were so desperate. And you were like, please, I'll literally take anything at this point. I just need a help, a hand, a hand. That's what you needed. You were desperate. You needed that. And you cried each and every day. You were like, when is this happening? Because I already asked. It's been 2 months. It's been 3 months. It's been 4 months. What is this? You began doubting. You began asking yourself a lot of questions. It started messing with your mind. Oh my God. It almost made you view the world in a completely different way, and a very bad way, for a moment in this journey. There was a time when you thought about it and you were literally angry. You became angry and you were like, what is this? So, when you receive no help and you seek for help, sometimes what you do moving forward, you get this notion that everyone is out for themselves and there's really nothing out there for you. So, good, you suppress good. You suppress that goodness in you. That's what you wanted to do. You never did it, but you thought about it. You thought about it. You were like, okay, so I am supposed to do what I am supposed to do, right? Because you were operating from pain. It's really important you think about it's really important that I bring that in the picture. You were operating from pain. You were not thinking straight. So when you thought about all these things, when you thought about changing your mindset and changing yourself, is because you were hurt and you were like, okay, seems like nobody cares and nothing cares. So why should I care? Why should I care? I'm sorry that you felt that way. I'm very sorry. No one deserves to feel like that. Nobody, right? But again, spirit works how spirit works. Sometimes things just don't go how we want them to, and the universe will respond in its own time. And yeah, I'm just glad that you didn't change and you are still the good person that you are, even though there may There were other forces at play at the time which tried to endorse that feeling that you were feeling and try to promote it so that it became worse and that you would just truly change and become something else. I'm glad that's not what happened, right? Because all this time heaven was setting up pieces all this time, and there is something that has been going on in your life but you have not been paying attention to it. You think you are just getting by. No, 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 I have news for you. Huh. Wow, how would you feel right now? Actually, tell me how this made you feel when you watched the video. Everything that happened from that moment, when you asked, when you seeked, everything, heaven has been putting pieces together. But again, pieces being put together doesn't always look like pieces being put together, because sometimes you are operating from a position of desperation and of pain, and you are in a lot of pain and you just want to see the light moving forward. But sometimes that's not just how things work. Sometimes heaven will begin with the construction before you can see the beautiful structure, right? So the construction is that you may have experienced a couple of losses. Things may have changed, things just falling out of nowhere, you experiencing things that disappointed you. Those were pieces. That's divine manipulation. That's divine manipulation, right? So your life has been going through construction. They have been trying to get that foundation right before heaven builds, before heaven gives you what you truly want. So it has been working, manipulating, and it's a process. You ever heard the phrase respect the process? You have to respect the process. The process is the process. Doesn't care how about it, the process doesn't care about how you feel in the moment, right? Say if I wanted to be a champion, a wrestling champion or soccer star champion. It doesn't matter how much I want to be. It doesn't. Or I want to be a millionaire. It doesn't matter how much I want to be a millionaire. I have to wait. I have to play the right cards. I have to be patient and I have to wait for the universe to respond as I am meeting it halfway. Right? So the process is the process. The process doesn't care about what is happening to you currently. It is going to operate how it is going to operate. So you have been going through this rearrangement, just heaven placing and placing out, taking out and placing in, replacing parts, replacing people, changing how you feel about certain things, changing how you see things, changing your experience about the world. Pressing many buttons. That's what heaven has been doing. When you were asking when, I'm sorry about that. I'm sure it's the neighbors, you know, the neighbors. Yeah, yeah, I think there's an event happening close to me. So, anyways, a setup was happening that was not explained to you and it could not be explained to you, but it was happening to you. So, it was happening to you while not explained to you. And I get it. I get it. Sometimes people feel like, why, why not just tell me that it's, again, if they tell you that, then now you'll be like, right? So heaven doesn't want you to go through that, doesn't want you to feel impatient, doesn't want you to be like, okay, you said 2 weeks. No, spirit doesn't want that. That's not how it operates. You can ask anybody, but your soul knew it because your soul is in the spiritual world and it understands what's happening. right? So you have always understood you because you are the soul. You have understood just that your brain, your physical form, it was behind. You thought you were waiting for nothing, but you were waiting for this moment. You thought, okay, huh, might as well just leave it alone, because what's the point, right? Or I don't see the point right now. Like, and I understand. I feel you. I have been there, and it was a very emotional process for me too. It was a very emotional process for me too. And yes, sometimes it feels like hell. Sometimes it really feels like what's the point of waiting, as I said, right? But here is why, okay, okay. So Spirit is telling me why. For some reason, because now it's already happening, you are being led, the information is coming to you. The reason why you were not told, it's not just about the time, it's also that the thing that is being has been prepared for you, or was being prepared for you, was bigger than what you asked. So, okay, time. I see time. Okay, it was going to take a lot of time, and it's so bigger. And when you have such big expectations, and you know that something really big is happening for you, seems like okay, what is it? Your physical form and your spiritual form are going to clash, because the spiritual you understands patience. It understands that it's not just about what you see physically, but your physical self would be so excited, and you would be just waiting for this thing to happen, that the things that you might do, you might uh okay, I see a cross, what, intercept the plans that are being prepared for you. Okay, makes sense. You are still staying with me, right? Make sure that you are following. Okay, okay, that's it. Okay, spirit says it would also scare you. Oh, okay. Okay, it's so big that it would scare you. It would make you question a lot of things. It would make you question a lot of things about a lot of things. That's actually okay. I get it. I get it. And that I also see timing. Okay. Oh, timing. It's like things were not ready, things were not set up, there was no foundation for that to happen. As I told you before, the foundation was being constructed, right? Things don't just happen. You don't just build a house, you don't just build what you want. You have to work on the foundation first before the house is actually built. Okay, you were being made ready. Thank you, Spirit. You were being made ready, collective. You were being made ready. They didn't forsake you. Heaven didn't forsake you. Your higher beings didn't forsake you. They have been looking over you, and that is why you have made it up to this point. You think you were just moving solo. You were not moving solo. They have always been there. They they are with you even now as we speak. They are with you right now as we speak. These are really great news. And I'm sure that you are pleased to hear this, because now, again, I'm still going to explain to you the things that you must pay attention to. Spirit is showing me signs, your soul, okay? Yes, it already knew, and there were other signs like dreams repeating about the water and doors, and a specific number just repeating itself in your dream. Okay, water, uh, doors, you are seeing doors. Doors represent, okay, opportunity. Okay, doors being open. So the dreams have been trying to tell you that the doors will be open, right? The opportunity will be opened. That thing that you wanted, that opportunity that you asked for, okay, it's going to come, because the door has always been further from you. It's like, and sometimes when you would try to approach this door in your dreams, it's like it kept moving further, and but it was open, and you, it felt like really amazing, and the water and the number, that's what you kept seeing. Water representing abundance. So again, big, vast, right? You are following, right? I'm sure that you are following. I know that you are. If you are a spiritual person, and you know, you will know when this message is for you. It will reach you. Spirit tells me that you also received goosebumps. The spirit sometimes gave you goosebumps, goosebumps that came out of nowhere, the ones that you are feeling right now watching this video. Okay, goosebumps. That's what you got. Goosebumps out of nowhere, and you would just look at your skin and you were like surprised. Okay, okay, okay. I understand. You also experienced deja vu a lot of times, more than usual. So deja vu happens a lot of times to you, especially when you see something great happening. You feel like you have experienced this. This was this was spirit trying to tell you in some way that whatever, like greatness, you are going to experience greatness. So that is why it would just happen again and again, and just make you feel it like it happened again. They heaven works in mysterious ways, and in weird, very weird ways. Sometimes you will question yourself like, what is this, why is this happening? Well, now you know why that was happening, right? And okay, again, restlessness. Things never felt right. Things never felt right. And if this message is for you right now, things are beginning to feel right, because it all makes sense right now. Whew. Okay, this is really amazing. This is really amazing. This is really amazing. Wow. Okay. Is it making sense, collective? Now, this, if this message is for you, it is making sense. Now, this moment right now, as you are watching this video, do you know what this moment is? This is the callback moment, the apology, the check moment, the healing, the pregnancy, the yes moment, the whatever you were hoping for moment. What you hoped for was never random. It was scheduled, and it was already being prepared for you. Don't question it. Don't overthink. Just say yes and walk through the door. Heaven doesn't make mistakes, and heaven does not explain itself. And I hope that your story will be a living testimony for other people. I hope that you will be a walking revelation. Please educate other people. Educate them. MJ has delivered the message. MJ appreciates you very much if you have received the message, because I have done my job here, and I am now going out. Have a blessed day. I am out.